Hi, Jasmine. My name is Maiya Campbell, and I'm with SlapStik Comedy. I just wanted to thank you so much for being here. And I'm actually really excited to meet you because I seen you perform live at the Ball Brothers show, and I just really love your work.
Really?
Yes, yes. So I understand that you like to read in your free time. Do you have a favorite book?
You know what? I always say the book that I feel like changed my life was The Mother of Black Hollywood. Why I'm trying to fact who's the mother of Black Hollywood? Why I always act like I can't remember people's names? Hold on. Have you ever heard of that book before?
No, I haven't. Is it like an autobiography?
Yeah,
Or
it's Jennifer Lewis. Jennifer
oh,
Lewis.
okay.
Yeah, I'm like, why I can't remember Jennifer. Anyway, so I read this book on my way to Africa in like 2017 or something like that. And I don't know, she just had this one part. A lot of the book is very inspirational, but she had one part where she talks about how the ocean has all this power, and she always goes to the ocean and basically prays, but she kind of says what she wants from God and the universe. And ever since then, every time I'm at the ocean, in the ocean, I've done it. I did it in Nigeria for the first time that time. I've done it in Jamaica. I've done it in Thailand. I'm going to Australia. I'll do it there. And you just really end up going out into the ocean and sort of giving thanks and sort of like talking to God about what you want for your life. And I'll tell you, girl, the first time I did that in like 2017, I'm pretty sure I can't remember everything I said, but everything that I said at that time has like come into fruition in my life, you know? So
Wow. Wow,
yeah,
that sounds really powerful.
it's very
Wow.
powerful. So that changed my life.
So, I mean, do you aspire to like read as many books as Cat Williams? Like,
No, girl, that's impossible. That's impossible. How many did he say he read a day? It was more than one a day. I know that.
I feel like he was trying to read like at least like a couple thousand a year. Man, like I like reading, but like, yeah.
No, I mean, unless he's reading children's books, I don't know how he would read that many a day. I just,
Yeah, you just have to be like just reading like the whole time. So,
yeah. So,
okay, what would you do if you won $25,000 right now?
25,000 right now. You know what? I love these comments online where people are like, 25,000 would change my life. 25. I was like, I need 25 million to change my life, to be honest with you. Because my parents, I got my brother, my nephews, my kid. But if I had 25K right now, if I won it, honestly, I've been looking into like buying land.
Okay.
I sound like a hotep when I say that. But there's been some videos I watch about how you can buy land for cheap, like just 1 acre for like tax stuff, like when people don't pay their taxes, like cheap, like $1,000 here, $1,000 there. So I would probably try to figure out if I could buy some land somewhere just to have it and like pass down to my kid, maybe, since it's like an extra 25K, I guess.
That's understandable, yeah. If you could go back and be born in a different era, which era would you choose?
Girl, I wouldn't go back and be born in no era past this one. Like, to be honest with you, I'm like, well, I mean, maybe no, I wouldn't. Just because like the way people treat women in history and stuff like that, like maybe I'd go back to like maybe an Egyptian era where like a woman is queen or something like that.
Period.
But,
Okay.
but I kind of like my life right now. And even though people, there's a lot to kind of sort of complain about, there's a lot to like be unhappy about. But as far as like the power that I feel like I have as a woman, as a Black woman, I feel like I'm happy with the 21st century. I'll say that.
Yeah, that's a great answer.
So is it?
No, I think so, because you gave thought about like how women were treated, and I think that's like good to consider.
Yeah.
So, so I just want to say you always look so stunning, and you just seem to have like a natural glow to you. And I was just curious, like, do you have a specific routine, or is it just like effortless?
Effortless. Nah.
I mean,
I think it takes so much effort to look good. I don't know. I don't have like a specific routine, but I feel like I have a couple of staple things that I use. Like I have like a peach and lily rice exfoliator. I'm all about like skin texture. Like I have a lot of hyperpigmentation, but as long as the skin texture looks good, then people compliment you on your skin all the time. It doesn't matter what, if you have pimples or hyperpigmentation, if it looks glowy in most of the areas on your face, then
that's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have good skin too, you know, so.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you have really good skin, so.
Yeah, I used to be into like juicing and stuff like that. I feel like that's when my skin looked the best. So.
Okay, did you ever do celery juice?
That exactly. That's what I was doing.
Okay.
Yeah, my skin was glowing back then, but yeah, I need to go back to that. I know you also like you pick up juices at the farmer's market sometimes. I was like wondering if that played a role.
I pick up juices and I juice too. Like I was on my celery juice like kick for maybe like last month or the month before, maybe like December. I was like juicing a lot of celery and apple and ginger, and I love to juice. I've had a juicer for years, but I'm so inconsistent. I can't say that that's contributed to my skin at all.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you wanted to continue taking risks in 2025, and I was curious, what is the biggest risk you've taken so far?
The biggest risk I've taken so far? I feel like I do take risks. I feel like maybe the biggest one I've taken so far is sort of like kind of bringing back the White House HR videos because I want to, and just only doing it when I want to. But I think there's always a risk when you know, don't speak positively about your government. I'm always like, how is this affecting my algorithm? Or is this affecting my money and I don't know? Or am I gonna like try to go out of the country and not be able to come back? You know, I just think that maybe sometimes I'm a bit too dramatic, but maybe not. I feel like that's a risk, just sort of like, you know, thinking critically about like our economy and our society and the government and being like, I have some I can't curse on here, can I? I have a lot of negative things to say, you know? So when you talk a lot of mess, I feel like that's a risk, but I love that risk. I find it to be like an adrenaline rush for me to talk mess. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Since becoming a stand-up comedian, you've had to make several career pivots. Tell me how that experience was for you.
Yeah, I think being able to pivot is like one of the most powerful attributes a person can have, you know? Like in anything, like when it comes to your career, when it comes to like as you grow as an individual, relationships, you'll have to pivot so many times, you know? So it's not easy. Like it's not easy to pivot, but because I think that's one of my strongest sort of like skill sets, I don't think I find it as difficult as other people. Because I just know like any decision I make, I know this is what's best for me. Like I know this is what I ought to be doing. So I just have a lot of confidence in like my decisions and everything. But the pivot is really, you really have to have faith that you're making the right decisions, like trusting your gut. If you're not the type of person who trusts yourself, you shouldn't be pivoting. Maybe you should wait and build your trust in yourself first, you know? But I trust myself a lot. So it's hard, but I just have so much faith in myself and like the decisions I make, and I'm listening to myself, and I feel like that's listening to God and everything else. So I'm like, I'm doing the right thing. So,
okay.
Yeah.
That's really insightful. Yeah. How does being a mom affect your career?
Oh my God. It's really hard, honestly. It's incredibly difficult because, I mean, even today, like my mom is here, she comes here a lot and she helps me. And my kid had a doctor's appointment. I rescheduled this interview because my kid was sick and they still have a cough from that. So thank God my mom is here. She was like, okay, let me take them to the doctor. I literally pushed my kid out of the door, like, go. Because they're like, give me a hug, give me a kiss. What you doing? I want to play. I want to work too. I want a meeting too. It's kind of like so overwhelming. Like, I feel like I'm always underachieving. I feel like I'm a good mom, but I'm underachieving at my career because it's really time consuming. So I will say that over the past 3 years, because my kid is almost 3, that has been the biggest challenge for me to have a baby or infant and then have a toddler and try to be an entrepreneur.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's hard.
Do you like try to balance, like, how do I put this? You mentioned that you felt like you're like underachieving sometimes in your career.
Mhm.
Is there like something that you do to like help compensate with that, or do you just kind of take it day by day?
Um, yeah, there's a lot of ways I feel like there's a lot of ways that I kind of encourage myself or cope. And that is, like sometimes if you follow my Instagram stories, I used to a lot of times do these accountability checks where I'll say, hey y'all, here are all the things I'm supposed to get done today. And I'm just telling the internet to hold myself accountable to see if I get everything done. And I don't know, it's kind of nice because not all the time did I get everything done, but sometimes people will encourage you, or sometimes people will be like, that's a lot. And you'll be like, wow, it is a lot. I don't know, I just try to keep going. It's like, okay, I'm doing incremental things and they will add up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just how I stay motivated, I guess. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, you seem to be doing great. So
Thank you.
yeah. Auditioning, I think, has become a part of your life now.
Mhm.
Would you do something like gain 50 pounds for a role, or?
Girl, hell no. I wouldn't do that. I don't think I would I don't think I would lose too much weight or gain too much weight for a role because I don't want to risk my health. But gain 50? No, ma'am. Mm-mm. I don't even think girl, I would be so people would cast me to gain 50 pounds and it would just be all belly. Cause that's where I gained my weight first. It would just be all stomach. They'd be like, I thought you was gonna be like more shapely, more curvy. No, it's just me pregnant again. Like I wouldn't even do that. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'll leave that to Viola Davis or something because she did that, right? She gained weight for when she played Maya Rainey. She's lost weight for like Woman King and gotten super ripped and stuff like that. Like she's a true artiste. I'm not that dedicated.
Yeah, that's understandable. So I did watch an interview where you said you wanted to get into writing. What type of content would you want to create?
Like I love sketches, and I love long form sketches. On social media we only have the opportunity to do like 60 seconds, 90 seconds. But I love sketches that are longer, like, SNL type sketches or In Living Color type skits and stuff like that. Those are my favorite. I also like punch-up writing. I think I really know what's funny and I make things funnier. So I would love like a punch-up writing job where I just come in and read the scripts and be like, why don't we say this? Why don't we do this? Like, and make things funnier. That would be like a dream opportunity for me.
Yeah, it sounds very fitting.
Mm-hmm.
How has your life changed since starting comedy?
Oh my God, I've been doing comedy for 12 years. So, I mean, so much has changed, I do comedy full time. I was sort of straight out of college when I started comedy. I started in San Francisco. I live in LA now. I was in a long-term relationship. I was married. I'm going through a divorce now. I wasn't a mom when I started comedy. Now I'm a mom. I feel like so many things have changed over the past 12 years. So, girl, I don't even feel like the same person, to be honest with you. I don't feel the same. I feel like I've had times where I like transition as a person where I'm the same at my core, but I've changed a lot. Like when I moved to San Francisco, I started to change as an individual because like that city will change you. Like it's more liberal. I met people from different, religious backgrounds or different places. I'm from Texas, so it kind of felt like everybody is from Texas, but in San Francisco, nobody's from there, So I changed as a person then. I was pescatarian for 4 years. I didn't eat meat really, I eat meat now, but so that's changed, like, you know what I mean? So I've changed a lot over the years, over the past 10 years even.
Okay, so this is my last question. Do you have any advice for aspiring comedians?
Yeah, I guess my advice for aspiring comedians, I don't really know how it is right this minute, but when I moved to LA, even in San Francisco, comedians have all these rules like, oh, you got to get passed by this club, you got to do this, you got to get on this, you got to do comedy 4 times, 5 times, 6 nights a week if you're going to consider yourself a real comic. They have all these rules. And, I remember a friend asked me, like, why do you feel like you got to follow all of those rules to be a comedian? And I was just like, well, that's just how it is. Like, you have to do all these steps. But I think that if you just create your own path, create your own lane, your own audience, use social media as a tool, but also get out and do open mics and stuff, you can create your own world for what that looks like. Like, I was talking to a friend yesterday, and she was like, saying that a comedian, a door person, actually a door guy, a comedian who works at a door here in LA at a club, told her that she would never perform at that club because he wouldn't sleep with her, or she wouldn't sleep with him. And I was just kind of like, girl, F that guy. Like, he's not in control of anything, like you have the power. Like, girl.
Exactly.
And she was like, I stayed away from that club for almost a year. And I was like, that's crazy. Like, he made you think that he had the power, so you kind of followed his rules. But you just kind of have to break those rules and create your own path, And also, don't be afraid to call people out. Like, I don't have a problem calling people out. I'm not scared of any door guy or anybody, So, yeah, I would just say try to figure out ways to create your own lane and break the rules, and don't listen to people who think they have power over you, So,
that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, also building trust in yourself to make those changes as well. So,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, is there anything you'd like people to know about you before closing?
Yes, I always say, listen, if you want to support me, you can follow me on Instagram or TikTok at JazmynW. I also have a YouTube channel where I talk about reality shows. And I'm starting to get into more like different types of content as well. I'm excited about this year, beauty stuff and personal stuff. And I also have a Patreon where I do a weekly show called Jazz After Dark, where I talk about intimacy in a funny way. So it's really a safe space for people to talk about our bodies. We've talked about yoni eggs. We've talked about, we'll be talking about sex and PCOS this upcoming month and stuff like that. It's really just a space for us to talk about our bodies in a really explorative and positive way and have fun while we do it.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for being here. I had an amazing time. I hope you did too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Maiya.
Thank you.